Hi, I'm William Franchi. I'm a civil attorney here in Tampa, Florida, and you are watching Folksalert.
Welcome back. A lot has changed, as you can see. Things are a little bit
Yeah.
different. Um, but I'm happy to have you back to come and give some context, some situation. And one of the reasons why I asked you here today, because one, you have a law enforcement background. You've dealt with criminal cases, you investigated cases, and also you have a civil background in civil cases. Now, one of the things that's been happening, that's trending right now. Most recently, this chick, I guess a few days ago, Jacky O from Wild Out, she has passed away due to a surgery right here where we live in Florida, in South Florida. And I wanted to get your input on it because
There's a lot here, right? And maybe let's preface all of it with her cause of death isn't official, right?
right,
And so, kind of what is going around the social media world, and I guess Twitter is kind of the main piece to it. Someone's put out on Twitter. I have no idea of how accurate it is, so we'll start with that she had a heart attack. Okay.
right.
The difficulty becomes, right, is we won't know, and we may never know what caused that heart attack. And I think heart attack is one of those things that there's so many different causes that it can be extremely difficult to look at and go, well, it came from this surgery, right? Or maybe it came from the stress of the surgery and not the surgery itself. Before we go and vilify Dr. Zach, okay, because I think that's the easy way to go about this, especially because of some of the history. Let's look at, though, he has no emergency actions on his record with the Department of Health. He has no disciplinary action with the Department of Health. So we're talking about an individual who, for all intents and purposes, is a fine surgeon, right?
Well, and another thing I want to ask you, we're talking a surgery here, and someone who is, I guess, healthy. What was she, in her early 30s? This is not like someone had a car accident and they need to go into surgery. You have someone that's healthy walking into your office saying, I want you to perform surgery on me. That's kind of a tricky thing. I would think you may know better than me, right? They probably have to be some documentation where a person is signing off on this.
Yeah, I mean, there is, and she would have signed off on all types of waivers and understanding the risks that were involved and what can happen, right? I mean, the reality, here's the tough thing, right? The tough thing when you're dealing with a plastic surgery is it is purely an elective surgery. It, we're focused on the surgeon that's actually doing the procedure, right?
Correct.
But my guess, my uneducated medical guess, right, is that anesthesia is probably a cause of more heart-related issues than, say, cutting into somebody to do the actual surgical procedure. Now, remember,
Oh, because there are two different parties dealing with the surgeon is one thing, but the anesthesia has nothing to do. That's a separate person handling
correct,
that. Right.
absolutely.
I don't care. I don't care what anybody says. Everybody told me, no, you're fine how you are. You're perfect. Leave me alone. Don't do it. Don't do it. No. 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 Anyway, everybody told me that, but it's my body. Guess what? My body. So I was like, no, I want to do it.
If it is a heart issue, I really think that you're going to be looking more at the anesthesiologist than the surgeon. And I'm not even really sure that you're looking at the surgeon as the one quarterbacking the whole thing, because it's really separate and distinct
Right.
jobs.
Who's the lead in that room?
Not having truly been in on a surgery, but having kind of worked alongside of that industry, to me, it's everybody's in charge of their own specific piece, that there's not truly one person in charge of absolutely everybody, right? Like the surgeon isn't going to tell the anesthesiologist how to do his job and how to make sure that that patient's under. Now, they should be communicating, hey, I made this cut and I noticed that X, Y, and Z happened. Doctor anesthesiologist, I need you to, take a look at that. See, can you give them more? Can you put them under a little bit deeper? Right. So I think there's that communication, but I don't think there's truly that this one person is the lead person, because the jobs are so separate and distinct.
I want to speed up a little bit. Other things that's been happening in the news, you might not have known, but I want you to tap into your law enforcement background, investigating background, working on criminal cases, investigating criminal cases, even trying a few criminal cases. YSL, I'm on the fence on this one, but Young Thug, Gunna, YSL, I guess it's a group record label. They were indicted, I believe, last year. This case has been moving its way through the courts. Gunna was released by a plea agreement that he had with the state. He's out. He just released a song in regards to talking about him getting out. And, he says that he was tricked in accepting the plea. His lawyer tricked him. The state attorney tricked him in order to get the plea. What's your thoughts on that?
I guess what is he saying that he never told? I guess I don't understand how he feels he got tricked into taking a plea.
And do you acknowledge the following statement? I recognize, accept, and deeply regret that my talent and music indirectly furthered YSL the game to the detriment of my community. YSL as a game must end. Is that your statement or acknowledgement?
Yes. But, I still don't understand how he feels like he got tricked, right? So if you take his lyrics as gospel, right? Which, DJ Okhah and I have talked about this on his show, just about how it's art. It's not necessarily real, right? So there's a lot of storytelling that goes on, right? But I didn't take the stand, and my lawyer and the DA lied to me, right? Well, but you got a plea deal and you took the plea deal, and seemingly everything went through with that. So where's the lie? And seemingly you didn't have to take the stand because, well, if you're saying you didn't, we would obviously know if you did, because it would be out there in the public, right?
Right.
And so I can't rectify a lot of the pieces to the puzzle here. I mean, just because you get a plea deal doesn't mean you ratted on anybody. It just means that they offered you a plea deal and you took it, right?
Listen.
Like you said, if both people were in the car and there was a gun in the car, right? It can't belong to both of them. It truly can't, right? I mean, it's only one person's. It's only one gun.